In this next lesson, we're going to talk about tax schedules. We're going to continue talking about tax schedules and how the amount of income that you earn affects the rate that you pay. If you're at the store buying something and you pay a sales tax, the tax percentage rate remains the same. Doesn't matter if you buy a $13 item or a $13,000 item, sales tax is a flat rate. It's usually somewhere around 7 or 8% on every dollar that you spend. So it's a proportional tax. But if you are talking about income taxes, it's different. A person with a taxable income of $13,000 is going to pay way different tax rate versus a person that would earn $13 million. There's different percentages on the tax schedule. This is an example of a progressive tax system. Basically, it means the more income that you make, the higher the tax rate that you pay. Obviously, the higher taxes you'll pay, but you'll also pay taxes at a higher rate. So people with greater incomes are subject to higher tax rates on part of their income. So this is that schedule we were looking at in the last lesson, and you can see it right here. So if your income is over zero but less than this, then you're not paying any taxes at all. If your income is between $16,050 and $65,100, you're paying a flat tax plus 15% of the amount over that. What if your income was between $65,100 and $131,450? Well, then you've got a flat tax plus 25% of the amount over this. So you can see as these income amounts go up, the tax rate that you're paying goes up. So the more you make, the more you're taxed. Not just dollar amount, but percentage. There are 6 different taxable income limits for someone that's married filing jointly, or a qualifying widower. So you can see the 6 different categories. And we're not going to do some of this stuff in this unit, but we are going to talk about how to compute some things and change some equations and formulas into slope-intercept form. So this is the table that shows how much or what your tax equation is. So if you earn zero but not over $16,050, you will pay 10% of your income. If it's over $16,050 but not over this, then you pay that flat tax amount plus 15% of the amount over. So where I'm getting this from is straight from this table. Okay, so let's compare $16,050 to $65,100. You're paying this flat tax plus 15% of the amount over that. So as an equation, that would be written, the amount of taxes you pay is that flat amount plus 15% of the amount over that. So you take your salary minus $16,050, multiply it times 0.15 plus the flat tax. So each one of these are the tax equations based on those income levels that are written right here. If you look at these equations, these can all be converted to slope-intercept form. Remember slope-intercept form? Y equals mx plus b, your good old friend. So in order to convert this, the first one's already done. The second one, to convert this, y equals, I would need to distribute this 0.15 to the parentheses and then combine like terms. Let's look at an example where we're doing that. So here it is. This is the income that if you are at least $65,100 but not over $131,500. So you're right here between $65,100 and that and $131,450. So you're paying that amount plus 25% of the amount over $65,100. So as an equation, what we were just looking at would be the flat tax plus 25% of the amount over $65,100. So this is where your income would go, and this would be the tax amount. So if you look at this equation, I'll just pull that equation straight out of that table. If I wanted to convert that to slope-intercept form, I would distribute right here So 0.25x minus, and when you multiply 0.25 times that, you end up with 16,275. These two are like terms that I can add together. So 0.25x is coming to the front, and when I add those together, I get negative 73,150. And now it's in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b, and m is the slope, and that represents the tax rate. If you look at the table, it was 25% of the tax rate. Okay, that's where that comes from. This 73,1250 is the amount that we would subtract. This table we saw in the last one. Here's our income amount. We're paying 25%. See this subtraction amount? That's your B number that we saw in this amount here. So your tax rate and the amount that you would subtract from your initial tax amount would give you your final tax amount. Okay. So let's look here. So the tax equation for incomes over 131,450, but not over 200,300 is y equals 25,550 plus 0.28 times x minus 131,450. Simplify the equation, explain the numerical significance of the slope and the y-intercept. So to convert that to slope-intercept form, I'm going to distribute here. So I'll come out here and do this. Y equals 25,550 plus 0.28x minus 0.28 times 131.50. So 0.28 times 131,450 would be negative 36,806. Okay, I can put these two numbers together, and I got 0.28x minus, I'll take that negative 36,806 plus 25,550. I get minus 11256. Okay, so here's the equation in slope-intercept form. So the significance of the slope, this is your tax rate, and this minus 11256, if you'll look, that, here's your tax rate, here's your deduction amount, the subtraction amount. That's the deduction amount. Okay. So if you took each one of these and you converted them to slope-intercept form, this is what they would look like. Okay. So we're going to work one more problem. It says use the appropriate equation from example 3 to determine the tax for an income of $46,000. So $46,000. Your income would be in this level right here, the second one. Which would be this one here. So y equals 0.15x minus 802.5. So that's the equation we would use based on that income. Y equals 0.15x minus 802.5. This would be the tax rate. And this is the deduction amount. Slope-intercept form.